welcome back to my channel. This is your girl Nurse Momo. Today I have with me Yella from All About Ireland once again on our channel to explain vividly about mortgage in Ireland. Thank you so much for joining us, Yella.
Yeah, thank you, Lizzie, for inviting me over again to talk about new thing. Yeah, I'm happy to collaborate, and I really liked our first video. I hope this will be a blast for your channel, and and
It's
let's
also
help
a
your
blast for you
subscribers.
as well.
Yeah, I hope so. And let's help our subscribers together with respect to what you're going to present today.
Yes. So as we all know, Yella is also a YouTuber. The name of his channel is All About Ireland. And he's also a specialist when it comes to finances and also everything about mortgage. So today, Yella, can you just walk us through the process of acquiring a mortgage in Ireland?
Yeah, I'll be more than happy to go and talk about mortgage process in Ireland, and it's not as straightforward as we think it is. It's very different from what we handle in our countries. If I talk about India, it's as easy as going to a bank and asking them, "Hey, I want mortgage." Then they take few documents, and within 2 days it gets approved, and you can buy the house, move into the house. You can do a lot of stuff. It's very easy because the banks want to sell the products, whereas here it's different because of the rules and regulations that come from the Central Bank of Ireland. And in my experience, there are 8 steps in this mortgage process which I want to go and talk about. About it. The 8 steps are here, as you see in the screen. First thing first is you need to have money, right? Without money, we can't buy house. And the banks here work in a different way. They look for a first-time buyer, they look for if you have 10% of the budget of the house in your account. If it is a second house, they look for 20%. If you are buying to rent, they look for 30%. So in this video, we are going to talk about only first-time buyers who are in Ireland and who wants to buy their first house and escape the renting circle where you keep renting without owning the house, and the rents are very high. And if you have your own house, you pay the rent towards the EMI, and you'll have your own house with 100% equity at the end of the day. If you keep renting, you keep renting without any equity in the house. So you need to save money for the house. I'll be going into details later. And the second step is once you have that 10%, you need to apply for mortgage in the bank. You can do it online or you can go to the branch. They ask for documents related to your finance, your job, your credit scores, your employment, your utility bills, your rent, everything, so that they try to understand how your finances look like apart from 10% saving. The 10% you can get gifts from friends, family, but they look at your transactions and all to see if this person can pay EMI if something goes wrong in the future. And they give you a document called approval in principle, which is basically a document with the amount of the loan that you can get. That and your saving, you add up, and you basically search for the house in the market where you have enough money to buy the house. So the third step is selection of that house. The selection of the house depends on multiple factors, but the primary factor is the finances, which is how much mortgage money I'm going to get from the bank and how much money do I have. Add them up. If it is 350K, look for houses in that range. And selection of house depends on multiple factors. When I say multiple factors, it depends upon the location, upon the city, upon neighborhood, schools, grocery, multiple things. So for example, let's say you like the house, but the house is 450K, but you can only buy 350K. But so in that case, you can't buy the house because 100K bank will never cover 100K. So selection house also depends upon multiple factors. We'll go in the detail in a couple of slides. Once you selected the house, you go sale agreed. Sale agreed basically means you pay a certain amount of deposit to the guys, to the company that is selling the house, or to the landlord who is selling the house, saying, "Hey, we shake hands now that I'm paying this deposit. I'll be buying your house." Then you select a solicitor, which is number 5. The seller also selects a solicitor. The solicitors engage together with respect to documentation.
Okay.
Once the documentation is good, the solicitor, your solicitor, invites you to his office to sign the contracts. You sign the contracts. While signing the contracts, you pay the rest of the amount, which is 10% minus the initial deposit that you paid, and you sign the contracts. After you sign the contracts, if it's a new house, which when I say new house, completely new build, you
Yeah.
do snagging where you look at windows, tiles, plumbing, things like that to see if everything is working fine. If it is
Yes.
an old house, it means that someone stayed in the house or it's a preload house. You get surveyor conduct a survey to see the walls, more detail. They'll be
Yes.
knocking and checking, which if there's an issue in plumbing, they'll tell you what the issue is, and the surveying is costly. At least 5 times, 4 to 5 times than snagging. In snagging, it's all superficial. In surveying, they go deeper, and they'll also give you a report which says, okay, you need 30K or 40K to renovate this house.
Okay.
If you're buying a second-hand house, it's a definite sure shot thing that you need to renovate the house.
You definitely have to
Yeah.
renovate. Okay.
So you'll get to know how much money you require, and you can slowly renovate. You can plan your renovation once you move into the house. The last step
Oh,
is you need to draw down. Draw down is basically telling your bank, hey, the process is complete. Transfer the money to my solicitor, who will then transfer the money to the builder or the seller.
okay.
That's the last process. Then you get the keys. You can then you move into the house when you can renovate the house if it's an old house. If it's a new house, you need to furnish it. And if you're buying second-hand house, sometimes they give you a refrigerator, they give you the electric goods, they give you the sofa and all, which they don't want to take.
Okay.
It's up to you whether you want to use it or if you can ask the seller to dispose them off so that it's completely free for you to furnish. These are the
Okay.
high level steps. Now let's go into detail. This is where I think subscribers need to understand
Yes.
what is required.
Okay.
Saving for deposit, I throw some light early. For first time buyers, in this video we'll be talking about first time buyers. You need
First time buyer.
10% of the target house price. If you're purchasing 400K house, you need to have 40K.
Yes.
The good thing with this 40K is this 40K can also be in the form of help to buy scheme.
Oh,
The
okay.
help to buy scheme, you get a maximum of 30K for the tax you paid in the last 4 years. For example, you've been staying in Ireland for last 4 years. In last 4 years, you paid 50K in taxes. The
Okay.
government will give you 30K towards your house. So for a house of 400K where you require a deposit of 40K, government gives you 30K. You just need to add up 10K, and with 40K
10K.
deposit.
Okay.
Let's say a lot of Indians these days, they are coming to Ireland and purchasing the house in the first year itself. For them, they may not be in a position to avail help to buy scheme. So to reach the target house price of 10% saving, what they do is they get some money from India as a
Okay.
gift from parents, or as a gift from brother or friends, or they get their own money, and
That's
that is
good.
allowed. But the banks look for at least 6 months of work in Ireland, and the bank also look for the candidate who's purchasing the house is not in probation.
Okay.
But if you ask me, I would not advise it. I would advise people to purchase house when they are on stamp 4.
When they are on stamp 4.
Yeah,
Okay.
like
So for the sake of viewers, what you're saying is that you have to save at least 10%
yeah,
of the total amount of money. Okay, that's
yeah,
the cost of the building. So the FTB means first time buyers.
yes,
And then for first time buyers, you have to save 10% of the target house price. And then if you're a second time buyer, it's 20%. But we are talking about first time buyer now.
yeah,
And the 10% can be in the form of government support through your tax over
yeah,
the past 4 years.
yeah,
Okay. And you can also get the 10% from friends and from family and all
yeah,
that.
yeah,
That's lovely. Okay.
yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
And you also, on top of the 10%, you also need to pay stamp duty, which is 1% of the house price, some legal fees, snagging survey costs, valuation reports. You know, you may also look
Yes.
for alarm, alarm watches which are outside the house to save safeguard the house. You also need to save for furniture, blinds, tools. Some of the new houses, most of the new houses don't come with flooring, so you need to get flooring done. So these things you can start saving during your process.
Yeah.
But to
Okay.
start the process, you need 10% of the house price.
Okay. So would you advise that we start saving, let's say 15% from the scratch, since we still have to save for furniture, for blinds, for garden
Yeah,
tools, floors, stairs, and
yeah.
all that. So ideally, we should save like for 15%.
15%, you'll be a very happy person. I say you'll be a very happy person because then you can buy the furniture you actually want to buy.
What I want to buy.
Yeah,
Yes.
most of the people they would not have a good number of saving, so they buy whatever they get cheap. They look for second-hand furniture.
Yeah.
They make those sacrifices. But if you
Yes.
save 15%, which is like 5% over the deposit, then you can buy the furniture you love. You can do better renovations. You'll have that
Yes.
extra cushion
Okay.
of money that you can put your hands into.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
But the minimum to minimum that you to start the process, you need 10%.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Let's move on to the next step,
The
which is the
next, yeah.
AIP application. AIP is approval in principle. This is the document which will tell the seller that hey, he is going to get mortgage, and this is the bank document which tells okay he will get this amount as mortgage.
Okay.
And if the amount is closer to the purchase price of the house, then they think, okay, this person is a legitimate buyer and he will buy it. Let's
Okay.
say two people go to purchase the house, one has AIP letter, one doesn't. They invite only AIP guy to take a look at the house.
Okay, so if you're going to purchase a house, you should get a broker to help you with the AIP
Yeah,
application.
either you can go for broker or you can directly go to the bank.
Okay.
My advice would be if you have account with BOI, go with BOI. If you have account with AIB, go with AIB because they have your financial transactions, your salary details, everything in the system, and it's pretty quick. And even if you want to get
Okay.
exemption, it's easy to get exemption with them.
Okay. So for the sake of our viewers, guys, Yella just mentioned AIB and BOI. They are all banks in Ireland. So BOI is Bank of Ireland, and then AIB is also a type of bank in Ireland. Okay. Yeah, Yella, please go on.
Yeah. So again, if you want to look at different kinds of products offered by these banks, you can look at bonkers.ie. It's a good website. And again, the mortgages in Ireland work in different way from what they work in our countries. Here, there are two kinds of mortgages: fixed mortgage, fixed rate mortgage, variable rate mortgage. Fixed rate mortgage is for fixed period, like 5 years, 3 years, 2 years, 10 years, whereas variable is forever, and variable follows the ECB rate.
Okay.
Whereas fixed rate also follows ECB rate, but the rate is fixed for those period. For example, you are taking fixed rate for 5 years at 3.5% interest rate. You'll be paying 3.5% interest rate for 5 years. If you
Okay.
Even if the variable rate goes to 7%, you'll still be paying 3.5%. But if you take
Okay.
variable rate mortgage, if the ECB rate goes to 7%, variable rate also goes to 7%. So you'll be paying 7% then. If ECB
So
rate
then
goes
it's
to
advisable to
2%,
use which one?
yeah, it tracks ECB, but most of the banks will ask you to go for fixed rate.
Fixed rate.
Yeah, for the first
So that you know
mortgage.
you are safe.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
yeah, and I would advise that too. And then later you can then go for mixed or go for variable if you think that's the way. The good thing with being on variable is if the rate is going up, you can get your mortgage fixed.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
but if it's fixed and the variable rate is going down, you can't move from
You
fixed to
can't.
variable.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. That makes sense. Yeah.
So
Okay.
for a first time buyer, you need to look at fixed rate. Look at the interest rate on the fixed rate. In the document, you'll have two rates. One is interest rate, the other is APRC. Don't worry about APRC. You'll be paying interest rate on the document.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
And then let's move on to the next step. Any questions on AIP? AIP is very simple. You can do online
It's
application with
very
the bank.
simple. So you just have to apply to
Yeah.
your bank or you can use a broker to apply for you before, so they know the amount of money you can afford. Okay. And after that, you just have to consider if either to go for a fixed rate or a variable rate. And you're advising us to go for a fixed rate. Just that with the fixed rate, when the amount starts going down, you are not able to apply for a variable rate. Yeah, thank you.
And the second step is you can also go to brokers. One broker is Mortgage 123. They offer free services. They charge the bank, but they offer free services. Even what they do is they collect those documents with the bank want, and they get you the AIP. So either way,
brokers
it's free. You're not going to pay any money in the process.
Okay.
You then select the house. Choose the house you want. Area and type of the house depends upon interest and taste. New houses are all A rated, letter A rated. A rated houses are the best. The BR rating goes from A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. A are the best, H is the worst. So check the BR rating. If you're going for second-hand house, make sure that it is B or C so that the renovation costs are less. If it is more than C, the renovation cost will be high. Now you also need to consider factors like how many parking you are getting, 2 cars or 1 car, size of the garden,
all those
all
things
the costs around, amenities, schooling if you have kids. So there'll be multiple factors, but the ones which I show on the screen are some of the very important factors everyone considers. If you want to live in the city, then you may need to make compromises with respect to, because you'll get mostly apartment in the cities. I mean, necessity, the city center. So based on where you want, suburb, you get better garden sizes, but there'll be less schools, less amenities.
So when you're selecting a house, it's important to check the parking size, the garden size, and also some amenities and schools and all that around before you choose the location. Okay.
Exactly. The next one is going sale agreed. As I said, from your savings, the seller will be asking you for 5,000 euros or 10,000 euros, saying, if you pay this booking deposit, I'll not sell it to anyone. It's between you and me now. Okay. This deposit is refundable. Always remember. Let's say you're purchasing, you looked at house A, you liked it, you paid the booking deposit. While you are in the purchase process, you liked house B, and you think house B is better than A, and you're getting at a good price. You can pay a booking deposit for a house B, and you can say to house A that, hey, I don't want the house. Can you refund my booking deposit? They will refund booking deposit.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's good.
So at this stage, even though I've moved on with, let's say, house A, I can still back out and then move on to a different house if that meets my taste or my preference.
Yes.
Okay, so I can still get my booking deposit. How much is the booking deposit?
It depends on the seller. 5,000 euros, 10,000 euros. I paid 10,000 euros, but few builders ask me only 5,000 euros. So
and will that amount to your 10% or just part of your 10%?
You pay part of the 10%.
Part of the 10%.
Let's say the 10% is 40,000, and they ask for a booking deposit. Pay 10,000, and you pay 30,000 during signing of contracts.
Signing of the contract. Okay.
So once you sign contracts, that's when your deposit, the 10% deposit, if you cancel it, you may lose it. Okay. Next step is, now you and the seller made a decision that you're going to buy the house. Then you look around for solicitor, engage a solicitor to work with the seller. The fees depends upon multiple things. So usually what I saw is 9,000 to 3,000 is the usual fees range. Apart from solicitor fees, you also pay the stamp duty. You will also pay some of the conveyancing fees that are part of the process. But solicitor collects them as one single amount. He collects them at the end of the process. So don't pay solicitor at the start. Only when the house sale has happened, you pay them.
Okay. So we shouldn't pay the solicitor from the beginning unless you are done with signing before you can pay your solicitor.
Yes. So when the bank transfers money to the solicitor, that's when they request for you to pay the fees.
Okay. Yes.
So solicitor is a very important person of the process. If a good solicitor will help you get the process done quicker, a bad solicitor may not be as helpful as a good one, and they may delay the process.
Okay, so how do I get a solicitor?
There are many solicitors. You can Google the solicitors. I went with O'Brien solicitors in Lucan. Uh,
Okay.
they were decent, but you can Google. There are many solicitors in this area because it's good money for them.
Is your bank able to suggest or
Yeah,
recommend someone for you?
the bank suggests if you're going with broker, the broker suggests. My advice would be talk to multiple solicitors, get their fees, compare, and choose one.
Yeah, that's good. Okay.
So once you selected the solicitor, the builder's solicitor, your solicitor, they talk to each other, they exchange documents, and your solicitor gets the final documents. Once your solicitor gets the final documents, he'll call you. Hey, I got the contracts. Can you come and
Yeah.
sign? When you go there,
Okay.
before you sign, he'll ask you to send him the rest of the 10%, like deposit minus booking amount. If you are using HTB, held to buy scheme, whatever 30K you got, you need to give them access number and all, which the solicitor will send, so that the builder or the seller will get it from the uh, revenue department.
Okay. Okay.
So if let's say you paid 5,000 as booking amount,
Yeah.
you're getting 30,000 from held to buy. On the day of signing contracts, you just pay 5,000 to solicitor, and you
Yes.
give the details of the approved help to buy scheme to the solicitor.
Help to buy scheme.
Yeah. So basically,
Okay.
you're paying 5,000 from your pocket.
Oh, that's good. Assuming you've been able to, let's say 15%, and then you still qualify for 10% for help to buy scheme from the government,
Yeah.
you are in this case just going to save your 10% in the long run.
Yes.
That's good.
Yeah.
And I can see that at this stage, the communication is done by both solicitors, not you necessarily.
Yes. Yes. And you get 21 days to sign the contract, so that solicitor can send it back to the vendor solicitor. If you break contract, there's a high chance that you may lose entire deposit. But there's a caveat here. If the contract says that if the mortgage doesn't fall through with the bank, if you're not going to get the mortgage and if you're not going to have the money to buy the house, then you'll get your money back.
Okay.
So make sure that ask solicitor to add that
clause
where, yeah.
Okay.
Now,
so the help to buy scheme does not apply to old houses or second-hand houses. It's only for new houses. Okay. But I can see that if you are purchasing older house, get your survey done before signing contracts.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
The next step is snagging and surveying. Surveying, but if you go for second house, I would advise you to do that. But some people don't do it. So if they don't do it, they need to do it. So these are things that usually happen. Cracks in ceilings or walls, cutting board not correctly placed, doors do not open close properly, plasterwork is bad, broken light switches, loose wiring, leaking pipes, and many other things like insulation is not good, or if they have an attic, how is the attic? They give you a good report for you to work with. If it is a new house, then you give that report to the guy, the builder, and ask him, hey, make these changes, and then you verify, or you can get this snagger again to verify.
So in an instance where you've now moved into your new house, and then let's say in 1 month something goes wrong, are you able to now call them to come and fix it because you just bought the house?
Yes. So with the new houses, you can call them for major issue till 6 months from the handover keys. Minor issue 18 months.
Oh, okay.
But if it is second house, you don't.
You don't,
because you're buying the house as
18 months. That's good. So you have some. Okay, that's a good one.
Now you snagged, you surveyed, you're happy, right? Then you work with the bank, sign letter of offer, which is the final letter. You also get home insurance, mortgage protection insurance. You also get bank. Then will do the valuation report. The valuation report is basically the bank will send a person to this area, this house, and tells, okay, whatever the price you're buying is the price in the market. At this stage, you are getting things ready for you to move into the house. You'll also get alarm attached to the house to make sure the house is safeguarded. And then once these are all started, bank will ask you to give them home insurance, mortgage protection, and other things. And then you notify the bank that you can transfer the money to the solicitor so that I can take case. So the bank, your solicitor then transfers money to the vendor solicitor. Okay.
Yeah.
And then the vendor, who is the seller, will give you the keys. Hey, this is
Okay.
your house.
This is your house. Okay. So you have to sign the offer, get mortgage protection insurance sorted. Is that expensive? Is the insurance expensive?
So
Because I know you have to get life
insurance,
insurance.
insurance you can pay monthly.
You can pay monthly.
Yeah. So both together, when I started, I paid 52 euros for mortgage protection and home insurance together, and I bought a
Okay.
410K house in 2021.
Okay. So do you need two types of insurance? That is life insurance and home insurance,
Yeah.
or just one?
Mortgage protection protects the mortgage. Home insurance protects the contents in the house as well as life.
Okay.
Yeah, those are the 8 steps. I hope it's as clear as it should be.
Very detailed.
Yeah, very detailed. So if you are first time buyer, I mean subscribers who are first time buyers, look for L2I. That will save you a lot of money. Keep saving money every month. One good way to do that is you can open something called mortgage savings account with Bank of Ireland or AIB, which is Allied Irish Bank, where you can deposit money every month into their account. So
Okay.
that you build up the savings. Even banks understand that you build up the savings, and they'll give you exemptions if need be, uh, or you can buy the house without any. One of the very important thing which which I should have mentioned is the amount of mortgage you will get will be 4 times your salary without exemption. If you get exemption, it will be 5 times your salary. When I say
Okay.
your salary and your spouse's salary.
Okay.
So if you both earn 100K together, you get 400K bare minimum. If you get an exemption, and you get exemption by showing, great savings history for at least 6 months, then you'll get five
You
times
get exemption when you show what?
savings history, that you are paying
Savings
rent
history.
on time, your credit score is good, you're saving every month a good amount of money, and save that in the mortgage saving account so that it's really helpful for you.
Okay. That's good.
So,
Okay. You were talking about tax. That's the help to buy scheme. The government looks at your tax for past 4 years. In an instance where for myself, I came just last year,
yeah,
am I able to apply for help to buy scheme, let's say next year?
yeah. So you'll get the amount of tax you paid last year, this year, added up, and they'll give it to you. For example, if you pay 15,000, you get 15,000 next year.
Okay.
And Help to Buy
Okay.
is still 2024, so end of 2024.
2024. So I still
Yeah,
fall.
yeah. But I will tell you what, it was still 2020. They extended it by 4 years to 2024, so they'll keep extending. So that
Okay.
would be a good news that I want to
That's a
share with
good news.
subscribers. Yeah.
Okay. So for critical skill workers, at what stage do you think we should start applying for a mortgage? Should we wait till we are on stamp 4, or we can still apply?
As soon
Well,
as you have 10% of the savings, irrespective of stamp. But yeah, as I
okay.
said, at least 6 months you need to be working in Ireland. You should not be on probation. And I tell stamp 4 because if something happens to your current job, you'll not have a headache of house.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're on stamp 4, you can search for jobs easily. If you're on stamp 1 or critical skills or the general work permit, it's difficult to search for jobs if you lose job. And if you purchase house, it will just be additional burden.
Yes. So okay. So you advise that the stamp 4 is better.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you talk about the length of time, the entire process, how long will it take for one to finally move into their house?
For me, I started the process in January. I paid the deposit in January. I got the keys in early June. So late January to early June, 4.5 months for me. But my friends got it. Some people got it 2 months. Some people got it in 6 months. Some people took 1 year. So it
As
depends.
early as two
Yeah,
months.
yeah. So it depends upon how good the seller is, whether all
How
the
good your salary,
if the documentation is all in place.
your documents are. So talking about that, can you take me through some of the documents we should start preparing?
Yeah, from our end, pay slips,
Pay slips.
rent payments, okay, savings, bank statement, employment reference letter, contract. The document is very easy. It's very simple, to
Okay.
be honest with you.
Okay. Would you say that it's better we apply as couples or as partners, as in couples married or those in relationship? Is it better to apply like that than
So
single?
if you're married, you're being legally saved. You are legally together. If you apply as
Yeah.
partner, if you break up, then you need to sell the house or do something like that. If you break up as a partner, then the divorce, the rules and regulations on a divorce that is held. So again, there's no right or wrong answer there. It depends upon how good they are together. And either way, even if you want to apply as a partner, you need to be de facto partner. That you need to be together at least for 3 years
That's
before.
a de facto partner. That's someone that you're in a relationship with.
Yeah, at least 3 years. So only then the.
At least 3 years.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. With what you are saying, I'll say that it's better that when you come into the country, you can work as much as you can, and then you can, even though you are taking your tax, you know that you are able to get all that back when you are buying a house or you are buying for a mortgage. So then all my overtime is not all the tax that I had to pay during my overtime. It's not gone. I still get it back.
True.
Okay, Yella. Anything you want to tell us, our viewers? Any advice?
Happy buying. Get a house as soon as possible. That's the only advice. Save, and I already spoke about saving, and also don't spend money on unnecessary things. Party less, drink coffee less. Once you buy a house, then party more. So, there is this saying that in my previous company, work hard, party harder. But here, work hard, save harder. would be the motto to buy a house in Ireland.
Okay, Yella, thank you so much. This was so vivid and my understanding has widened so much. Guys, Yella is the best. Remember to head to his channel and then go through some of his videos. He has really explained most of these things and many other things that you really need to know. Thank you, Yella, for
Thank you so much. Subscribe to me as well as Nuts Momo. And support us in some way or other so that we will be keep making these videos and entertaining you guys as well as share knowledge that we gain. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So guys, this is the end of today's video. If you really enjoyed this video, please remember to like and also share with your friends and family. If you have any questions for myself or Yella, remember to drop it at the comment section and I'll definitely come. And Yella will also definitely come to this video and also reply all your queries that you might have for us. Thank you, and also remember follow me on TikTok and also on Facebook as well, Next Momo, and also on Instagram. Thank you all so much for always joining us. See you all soon on my next video. Bye.